Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
Sure enough.
Who am I?
Sure enough.
I can't hear you. Showtime! Woo! 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 Silent and profiling. It's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report on the Buffalo Fan Base Network. I'm your host, Tommy, to the highest degree, to the TOP, from the 313, and by my side is my main man, my two can't say I'm the one they call the Apex Man, Mr. Mikey. I don't even know what to say about today. Today is
Today sucked.
Yeah, bad day, bad Monday. Happy bad, I don't even happy. Depressing Monday to all of
Jason. Sean McDermott is the best. He starts it.
Yeah, he's the best. All right, he's the best.
Tommy's went on a 2-hour rant earlier today about Sean McDermott.
Oh, did I ever? You guys missed it, man. I did. Chris, we need better players on the D line. Another corner beside Benford, safety as well. Yeah, we need a lot.
We've been saying that D line comment for 5 years now. Yeah,
it's so frustrating because we've been saying a lot more than just that. It's like falling on deaf ears because they don't care what we think. They're going to do what they want to do, and I get that. Ariola, I just don't feel like being in off-season mode right now. This was our year, and we are in off-season mode, ladies and gentlemen.
We are.
W. John Gruden will be next
J.
head coach.
Mafia talk in the house.
I wish, man. Ohio against the world. I really feel bad for Josh. He deserves better, and I agree with that.
Listen,
sorry.
No, let me hit on that one, and then we'll get to the rest of them.
Yep.
Josh went on a diatribe today about how much he loves McDermott.
Yep, and I talked about that too. Ain't gonna happen.
At the end of the day, if Josh doesn't want change, nothing's gonna happen, guys. So
yep, and we can
because he deserves better, yes, but
yeah.
he's not pushing for better on
exactly.
From his head coach. So,
I agree. Yep.
Cycle.
I'll tell you what, Tommy, in Apex, that this loss crushed Jay 17 soul. He looked really depleted, by the way. May never recover from this. He will. He will.
He looked better today than he did yet. Like, he was really distraught after the game. He was better in his press conference today.
Yes,
talked about what he'll be doing. How to get it back. I imagine we'll have a couple of the guys back. But from an offensive standpoint, we're not really losing a ton of guys. Like our whole offensive line's coming back.
Yeah,
both our tight ends are coming back. We have 3 of the 5 already signed. Chances are Mac Holland comes back. Cooper's the one that may not.
I don't think. Yeah, it may not happen. We'll see what happens.
Ty Johnson says he wants to be in Buffalo, so we'll see what happens there. You know what I mean?
Cheap signing. I think him and Mac Hollins, if they're willing to come back on decent deals, they'll come back. What's up, Mafia Talk? Hit that like button. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. And Mafia Talk, they go live on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss that. I'm sure they have a lot to say about this game as well. So that's Wednesday at 8. We need to fix that defense. We need to fix more in defense, but it is what it does start there.
Fix defense, special teams.
Yeah,
we need to
fire the special teams coach.
Please.
Yeah,
we need to get someone who can, we need a speedster that can take the top off the defense to open things up. That's what we're missing now. On
offense, yes, yeah, I agree with that. Chris, I hope the Eagles beat the Chiefs. Listen, I talked about that today too. I'm not that kind of fan. Some people are, but I'm just going to watch Super Bowl and enjoy it. Like I really don't It's not going to make me
I'm
feel
not rooting
better.
one way or the other. If the Chiefs
Exactly.
win, they do something unprecedented and winning 3 in a row,
Yeah.
and no one's ever done that. Would it be cool to see that actually happen? Yeah. And then hopefully Kelsey retires and goes off and has little
Exactly.
Swift babies.
But it just doesn't. Like I said, it's to some people. I get it. I guess like it. You want to see the downfall of the team. Maybe I could like. I don't want to see I don't want to see like it doesn't. I don't like take enjoyment from other fan bases like having heartache. You know what I mean? Like when the Lions lost, like I wasn't like I felt for them. I get it. You know what I mean? Like I know the feeling, and I'm not trying to like boo another team. I'm just gonna watch it. It is what it is, man. Ariel Alafala, I know it was it's beyond hilarious. All the people that were like, Josh should go to Bagula and demand McDermott out. What a joke that was. Listen, here's the deal too, and it got me thinking about the whole McDermott and the players. He's been here 8 years, right? So if you're friends with somebody, just in general, and you live together, because it's basically like they're living together.
They're basically in a relationship.
Right. You begin to have like in McDermott, let's face facts. He is a good person. I'm sure he's a good guy. And I'm sure like he's not like an asshole of a coach where players like us, this guy's a fucking dick. Like I'm sure they all grow to love this guy, right? He's good, been there a long time. And a lot of these players, Deion Dawkins, Josh Allen, they've been there a long time, right? Almost as long as he's been head coach. So of course, those feelings, you're going to have that. They're not going to want to see their head coach get fired. But that doesn't mean deep down inside they feel a certain way. You know what I mean? That this job ain't getting done. But they don't want to throw their guy under the bus either. That's their guy. That's their friend. Like even Ken Dorsey, who wasn't here long, Josh Allen felt bad. You know what I mean? Like and ultimately, man, it's going to come down to the ownership, and the ownership is not going to do it.
No. Listen, guys, we were in a rebuilding year, or retool year, whatever the hell they want to call it, and he took us to the AFC Championship game. There's no way Pagula's, kicking him to the curb.
It's not going to happen.
Regardless of what the sports media is talking about today, because I'll be perfectly honest, I watched 3 of them. All 3 of them talked about McDermott today.
Yeah, well,
so
we're always running it back, Beth. That's the problem. Love you though. Glad you're here.
Long as we don't run it back with Hamlin and all those guys, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah, Mr. Fulton, I saw that. I wish you let's see here. You made 25 basketball shots, 25 rebounds. Damn, look at you on fire. Good for you, brother. All right, at least something good came out of this weekend. All right, your basketball game. There you go. Timmy Time. The NFL promotes gambling, yet they don't have credible officiating, and it's costing people money. Making the line to gain shouldn't be a judgment call. So here's the deal on this calls, and I get it. They're like I'm with some of you guys. I understand. I see in the video. I understand. But here's the deal. If the Chiefs fans wanted to do the same thing and like nitpick and go back in time into that game and go, here, Ed Oliver also has here, this guy and that guy jumped here, and they could do the same thing. I'm just saying, hypothetically, it sucks. It goes both ways. That's all I'm saying. Yes, we got screwed on some of those calls. I think the Dalton Kincaid one for me was definitely a first down. Like that one is a challengeable call. Odd that McDermott didn't challenge that though.
What?
Like that? Okay. So the play where we got stuffed for the first down where Josh went backwards. Before that was the Dalton Kincaid pass where he dove. He tried to stretch his arm forward to get a first down. They claimed that he was short on that. That's why we went and did the tush push. Dalton Kincaid picked up that first down. If you go back, his knee never touches down. You got to go watch that play again. 1,000% that was a first down. And then we were forced to do the fourth down, and that's when they stuffed us. So they really kind of blew 2 calls in a row, but really they had time. But the problem was we ran up to the line to run that play. Almost like Dalton Kincaid didn't catch the ball or something. You know what I mean? Like normally you do that when like you didn't, you're not sure if the guy had possession. But I feel like if we would have challenged that play, you would have got that and we would have got a first down. And I'm just saying. So you have to go back, look at the Dalton Kincaid play. That was the first down. You have to look at it clear as day.
I'm with you on that. The missed first down was a massive impact of the game. However, if you don't want the refs to screw it up, get the first down before the fourth down. Don't put it in the refs' hands. It was close enough. We left it in the refs' hands. Our offensive line got their ass kicked all day long. And
I
couldn't
agree.
do that play. So at the end of the day, that's on us, not on the refs.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm just saying, like, if we're like, I'm just calling.
Should it have been a first down? Yes. And every announcer that I heard talking about it, every media person I heard talking about it, outside of Nick Wright, thought it was a first down.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So I got some takes, old takes, and I know you guys can love him or hate him, whatever. I respect the guy. I think the guy knows his stuff. I'm not saying he's always right, but he's been right on this issue. And I want to take it back in time because this is a continuation, and it's the same talk we're going to have every offseason. And that's the problem that I'm having. So this is Cowherd back in 2023.
Well, so many years. And by the way, coaches like quarterbacks can have ceilings. Sean McDermott, Chuck Knox, a legendary Buffalo coach, went to the Seahawks later, kind of had a ceiling. Right. Marty Schottenheimer felt like he could turn a football operation around. Very conservative, though, ultimately had a ceiling. That's kind of Sean McDermott. I feel like as the sport has pivoted to offense, he does a very good job organizationally to turn the Buffalo Bills around. But I think I feel like this is it. Like, he's not growing. He lost a great coordinator in Dable. Ken Dorsey's fine, but doesn't feel special. And I don't feel like the team's getting better. Not just players have ceilings. Coaches do too.
Okay, now that's 2023. I got one more to play, and this is 2024.
Before you play that
one. Okay. Sorry.
Weston popped in. He's a resident Chiefs fan that's always in here.
Yep.
I'm going to say good game. Much respect. We appreciate you, Weston. Congratulations, brother. And good luck in the Super Bowl going for your three-peat.
Absolutely.
Weston's one of the good ones
on the
Chiefs sides.
One of the good ones. All right. So this is 2024, Mikey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Mikey, it's a repetitive. I mean, it's the same story. Guys, it's true. Like what he's saying is he's not lying. He's not lying. Now look how the years went by. I went back and thought about it, Mikey, today when I went on my epic rant about Sean McDermott. And I really was thinking back, okay, because Mike from Nickel City, he messaged me. I didn't even tell you this. So he texted me last night when we were done with their podcast. Great guy, by the way. If you guys don't know Nickel City Mafia, go over there, like, subscribe, and follow him. He's a good watch. But he texted me. He's like, hey, why? What's your opinion on why the Bills lost? I gave him my opinion. I thought the defense let us down yet again. It wasn't a perfect game by the offense, but the defense once again had opportunities and let us down. He did not agree with that. He said I was wrong. Thought the offense had their chance. They blew it. And ultimately that's why we lost the game. I totally disagree. Going back in time for McDermott being here, guys, like since we made the playoffs, let's just say 2017 is a wash. I'm not going to count 2017, right? Let's go start with 2019. We had a lead. Josh Allen's young. The defense blows it. Sean McDermott's a defensive-minded head coach. I'm just saying, throwing this out. We all gave him a pass, right? We did. Oh, he's new, right? New head coach, second year. Josh Allen, first-year rookie. We gave him that slide. No problem. Okay, you know what? And by the way, tell me the end of that game isn't very shit we do today still. Players running into each other, like goofy shit happening, long third down completions. Same thing. It's the same thing. Go back in time. That what they did in Houston, Deshaun Watson, that happens still today. It happens still today. Long third downs. You have them dead to right. Players missing tackles. You can't get to the quarterback. So we lose that game. Fine. We give them an excuse, Mikey. 2020. The defense, Kansas City absolutely embarrasses us in the AFC Championship game. Defense nowhere to be found, right? Same thing. We give an excuse, right? It's our first year there. Young Josh Allen, AFC Championship. Maybe we're just not ready yet. 2021, right? Same shit, right? Here we go again, right? 2022, 13 seconds. Defense again. So my point is 2023, same thing. When has the defense ever stepped up for the offense? When the offense didn't ball out.
Not against the Chiefs.
That's what I mean. I'm talking about in the important game to move on. Like when things got. When has the defense ever said, you know what, offense, today We're going to help you out. We're going to it's super rare. I can only think of one occasion in the playoffs that really, really kind of happened, which is the Baltimore game, the first one.
I'd say the Baltimore game last week. The defense created,
but I didn't think the offense was totally terrible, though. I thought the offense in the first game
wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either.
I thought they stepped up, but they also were cracking at them. They also gave up a touchdown in mere minutes at the end that almost caught, you know what I mean? And if you go back in this playoffs,
where the defense actually stepped up and helped them win a game.
No, I get it. They did in a way, I guess. But go back into this playoffs, guys. We gave up an opening drive touchdown to every team. Denver, Baltimore, Kansas City. Fast, too. Real quick. And we got away with it with Denver because Denver's Denver, right? They're fresh. They're young. They got a young quarterback, right? We're at home. We got away with it with Baltimore because we kind of built a cushion in the halftime. But the defense in the second half started cracking a little bit, but we had that cushion. We got away with it. Against Kansas City, can't do that. And we seem to do that all the time versus them. We just cannot get stops in important moments of the game. And you know what? I was watching a little bit of post-podium podcast with my boy King Aramis. He made a great point on the fourth downs that we kept running. The tush push over and over and over and over and over and over again. You know what Kansas City doesn't do on fourth and shorts? What do they do on fourth and shorts, Mikey? Like, what are they playing? You don't know, right? Because it's something always different, correct?
Yeah.
What do we do? Same fucking bullshit every play. And the Chiefs absolutely said, okay, bring it, because we know what you're doing. That's the difference right there. And that's on really Joe Brady too. But McDermott also has the right. He should have stepped in eventually and said, yeah, we got to cut. They know what we're doing, right? You got to eventually switch it up, Joe. But yeah, man, I did a lot of McDermott talk today. I'm not going to get too much into it, but my God, when is this change, Mikey? Let's get to some comments.
It's not going to change.
No, I know. It's frustrating. Jance, my buddy Jarek over to his channel as well, Jance Sports. Lack of execution. Coaches getting out coached in crucial moments. Allen missing key throws. Tackling was horrendous. No pressure on Mahomes.
You know what he missed there?
Yes.
Playmakers dropping the ball.
You did miss that, Jarek. Because look, Allen wasn't definitely on his A game, but he also wasn't bad in that game. He did as much as he can. The offensive line did not show up. That last play of the game, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Kincaid needs to make that. If your quarterback is doing everything in his power to get you the ball, and by the way, go back and look at that play. It's unbelievable. Guys, basically,
I'm not even talking about that play.
I'm just saying in general on that one. It was crazy.
Drive. For whatever reason, Shakir stopped right next to the defender and settled down rather than blowing past him where Josh threw the ball.
Yep.
And it looks like, Josh airmailed him. Josh made some airmail throws early. I thought he settled in nicely.
He did.
And then the playmakers kind of hurt. Like, there was one that Samuel dropped. Josh threw it a little bit low. If he could have hit him in stride, he probably would have broke a long one. But he dropped it. He ended up dropping it.
Exactly.
It just...
Yeah. I don't get it.
Here's the thing. You watched the Bills playmakers last night.
Curtis Samuel dropped it wide open.
And then you watched the Chiefs playmakers
make
unbelievable catches, even if they weren't catches. They were called catches.
Right. Yep.
I can't tell you what a catch is. I don't know either. The Rams, our receiver, the DB caught the ball. Our receiver took it from him. They landed. They gave him the interception. Our DB caught the ball.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
The receiver took it and they called it a catch.
Right. Even though it's still, it hit the ground. And it hit the ground. And it moved and hit the ground. Should have been incomplete. Weston coming in and thought the spot on fourth down sneak was BS. Josh totally got the first down. And that's coming from me. I don't know what the refs are seeing there. And Weston, the play before that, which was the Dalton Kincaid, was even worse. That was 100% a first down. And really, honestly, if McDermott challenges that, we get it. Because go back and look, it's clearly a first down. Let me get to some of your comments because, by the way, tonight, guys, Mikey wasn't able to log in, so he's not able to do the comments. So I got to do both. So I'm going to be a little behind on you guys. I'm not saying it'll end, but it was rigged. The refs influenced the outcome. That's unacceptable and makes the league a joke. See, I don't agree with those rigged things. I don't. I think, like I said, once again, I think Chiefs fans could.
Bad
they did
calls, But at the end of the day, you also have to put it on the Bills for leaving it in their hands.
Exactly.
That's my
100%.
thing.
You think I'm with you.
Yeah, I agree with Jarek on this. Allen was good. He wasn't great yesterday.
Exactly.
And his playmakers didn't help him. The lack of man coverage beaters we got exposed.
Separation.
And that's
was
what
bad.
Spags does to you.
Yep.
He'll expose you. You know what I mean? Like the whole last play where we rolled him out right made zero sense to me.
I don't get it.
And we ran right into the blitz.
Right into
like
it.
He knew we were going right.
Oh yeah, all day.
You know,
how does Cook average 6.5 a carry, only get the ball 13 times? It's because Joe Brady went away from it, and he didn't run him early, which was a mistake as well. We didn't really run any of our running backs early, which was like what happened. Like listen, Ty Johnson, Ray Davis, like dumb boys were running really good in the playoffs. Like all of a sudden, it seemed like the coaches and some players really tensed up in this game. I felt that energy. I'll be honest with you. When the game kicked off, I just felt like that first drive was like, ugh, right? Like, let's go. Like, is this us? This isn't us, right? Like, ugh, what? And it just felt like the energy was just not there. The defense got scored on really quick. It just, I don't know, man. It just, something was wrong there. I really felt like some of the players were overwhelmed. I really do. So maybe some of the young guys like Keon Coleman, who hasn't been there before. Some of the players that haven't gotten this far, Amari Cooper. I'm just throwing some names out there. Maybe they did get a little butterflies. You know what I mean? I don't know. Because Curtis Samuel dropped it wide open. I mean, my God, he had room to go, too.
It wasn't the best pass, but he still should have caught it.
No, should have caught it. Absolutely. We need to have a conversation about Ray Davis, too, and whether or not to do, or do we need another running back?
He had a bad game.
Yeah, but they're not. They're not going to get another. They're gonna roll with that. There's no reason to, unless, man, an unbelievable running back.
I mean, there's a ton of really good backs coming out this year.
They feel like there's someone there. I wouldn't hate it. You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens. But I'm still cool with the running back room. I still think we're all right there. I would love, like, when Cook leaves, like if Cook does wind up leaving after his rookie contract, I want a bigger back. Like, I really do. Like, I don't want smaller backs. I want a bigger back. Even if Cook stays, I still want a complimentary bigger back. I'm talking about a 6-foot dude that, give me
6'1"
with a little bit of speed. 6'2",
like that can pick
move
up
the pile with
yardage, so we don't have to use Josh or
Josh. Yeah, because imagine last night we could have used a guy like that instead of going constantly tush push.
I mean, I will give them credit. They lived and died with what brought them there.
Mm-hmm.
We killed them for not.
Right.
Going back to the last comment, the B to B plus players, we also played like a C+ game. We did not play our game yesterday.
No, we didn't. We fell right into their hands.
I mean, we got them all back, but we fumbled 4 times in that game. We haven't fumbled, like, we had 8 turnovers all season, like fumbles. Like, it's crazy. It was like we had 4 yesterday. We got them all back, but we did not play our.
It was nerves.
Like a B.
I'm telling you, man.
Maybe a B game.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But at the end of the day, playing a B game, we still had an opportunity, right? And say
I
what
don't think
you
the
want.
Chiefs played their A game either, though.
They didn't, but I will say this: the Chiefs aren't that
explosive.
What we saw from them early on, like when I'm talking about early on, I'm talking about 2020. 2021.
The Tyreek Hill ones.
Yes, those Chiefs offenses were really dynamic and different and unique, and they could pull so much out of their bag, right? Like they had so many explosive plays and trick plays, and they could fool you because they had a lot of weapons and a lot of different guys that could do these gadgets. Now they're fundamentally sound is what I could say right now. They're coached well. They don't make mistakes. They show up for the big game. And our team is just not there yet, man. And it really is going on coaching. That's why I keep telling you guys, it really does fall back on coaching and coaching staff too. Like I think Kansas City Chiefs coaching staff's legit. Like they really are good. They prepare very well in these big moments, big games.
And they don't do the same shit over and over. Because Jared, I don't think I want to go back to Jared's.
Which one?
The one that was right before this one. The run right before.
Oh, okay, I got you.
No,
this one,
Jared.
No,
Jared Hatfield.
Oh, Jared Hatfield. I'm sorry. I thought you said Jarek.
No, Jared Hatfield.
I know it keeps moving on me. Go.
Yeah, it says McDermott and Brady should have sensed Allen's anxiety. I don't think Allen had anxiety early. I think they confused them early because they weren't doing some of the same stuff. And Allen overthrew one because he wasn't trusting what he was seeing. And it took him until his second one to get into rhythm. Like, I really think they came out and they threw different looks at him and it confused the shit out of him on that first drive. He did not look like he knew what the hell was happening.
Yeah, I agree. He did look a little lost out there for a moment.
I don't think it was anxiety. I think they just confused him.
He settled in, though. He definitely settled in and settled down. Jared, 26-year-old next year, and this class is historic. Yeah, so listen, I wouldn't hate it. I'm not saying – I'm just saying depending on where they are in the draft.
Older back, too.
Exactly. So I definitely want to hate it. And why not? If there's a player there that you feel can make an impact on the team, of course you draft him 100%, and you let him compete. And if he beats out Ray Davis, he beats out Ray Davis.
The whole Kyrie Elam thing makes me laugh. Like, what did people expect?
What did I miss on that? Who's talking about Kyrie?
Errol said,
right here?
I might get physically ill if Kyrie Elam is still on the roster next season.
Oh, right here. Okay. He's not. I don't think he makes the team. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that experiment is over.
I just laugh. Like, people think like Kyrie was a starter. The dude was a backup and only played because we had an injury.
But they're mad. I think they're mad because of that, though. Like, I get where you're going. Right. He was not even supposed to be on the field. Like, if Christian Benford stays healthy, we're not even talking about Kyrie Elam today. So I totally get where you're going from.
Could have stayed healthy. He would have been inactive. But they knew Benford doesn't stay healthy, so they had to activate him. And the guys behind him weren't any better than him. So
no.
It makes me laugh when people start getting mad at Kyrie. Just
well,
like
Kyrie, like I said, look, man, we need a rehaul of that DB room, and I think Kyrie needs to go. I think there's a real question mark on Benford and what you want to do with him when his contract's up. Because if he can't stay healthy, we're looking at another Trey White situation if we pay him. Not good. You don't want to go down that. Nope, you don't want to go down that rabbit hole. And then you got to worry about Taylor Rapp because he can't stay healthy. We got a lot of questions, and this is a draft coming up that we have a lot of draft picks. Especially on defense.
A lot
Absolutely.
of questions on defense. We have questions at defensive tackle. We have questions in our entire secondary.
But I got to thinking today about the defense too. What if we do what we want? Let's say the Bills do go ahead and get the DT we want, and they address the cornerback and the safety. We always talk about scheme, right? And certain players that go and excel somewhere else because the scheme is kind of holding them back, or it's just not for them. Will that even matter in the long run? Or should we beef up our offense because ultimately the offense is really going to have to lead us to a Super Bowl if we ever want to get there? I think we need an over the top. I think we definitely need an over the top guy. Okay. I think we need to. That's one. Two. Separation is a problem. And look, we're going to obviously Keelan Coleman's thing. Khalil Shakir. I love Khalil Shakir. I think he's going to get better. But Kincaid. We need an over top guy, and these guys need to figure something out. They need to get better.
You saying beef it up? Well, what are you going to bring in?
Well, definitely you got to draft another receiver. You have to get an over top guy. So that's one. Okay. I think honestly, I'm not totally set on David Edwards at left guard. I'm going to be real with you. I would like a better left guard there. I'm just saying draft one, even if you have to sit behind Edwards. He's not the guy. He's okay, but if we could get better in that position, I think the offensive line will be really good. You know what I mean? If we could get, you know what I'm saying? Get another Osiris Torrance at left guard. I'm just saying, a bigger guy next to Dawkins, a younger guy. That's one. I would love for that to happen. Okay. Running back also, like Jarek said, a bigger back. There's a lot of them coming out in the draft. I would definitely want something like that. And that's about it, I would say. That's where I'm at because there's not a lot. You know what I mean? As far as the offense goes, because I do like
3 of the 10 on offense. 3 of the 10 picks on offense.
At least.
Go get me a speedy over the top guy. Go get me a big road grader. Left guard, and get me a bigger back for third downs.
Yeah. Because think
And
about it,
Shea
guys. Look, yeah,
Okay.
look, think about it. You let's say we draft a left guard and you compete him and you put him in competition against Edwards and he beats him out. Okay, so what? Now you got Edwards as the backup, which is great, right? Perfect. Edwards has played the position, right? He was a starter, no problem. Even if Edwards beats him out because he's a rookie, okay, no problem. You build that guy with Cromer, and now we're talking. You know what I mean? Because we already got, think about it. SVP is your future center. You know he is.
Mhm.
We're just waiting. We're letting him work with Cromer. We're letting him learn behind McGovern, and eventually he's going to take that spot. No problem.
McGovern has 2 more years on his contract.
Exactly, and that's fine. And that gives a lot of time for SVP to get better and better and sharpen his tools. So, I want that offensive line to get a little better. I thought the offensive line has really turned around, but I thought like in this game, you saw a little breakage there, right? Like they had those this year.
Yeah, we kept
from
trying
time
to run over Edwards, and it just didn't work.
Yep. Let me get to some comments. I know I'm missing a ton. Spin, need a running back the following draft, not this one. We can run it back with our current. But look,
I
wouldn't
hate that either.
Too, if you
I wouldn't hate that.
I wouldn't hate it, but if there's a running, that's what I'm saying. But if there's a running back there that you could take that you feel could change, like help
we do
the
have
offense,
10 picks.
Take them. Right. And we've wasted picks on players that we cut. So what's the problem? Like, even if you don't work out, who cares? When are you going to discuss the lynching the crime of the Frog Mahomes?
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
He's talking about, so that's funny. So Rob, that was a year ago when we played him at home because I saw the video floating around. And dude, really, it was probably some idiot. Who cares, right? Lynching, like, dude, it was a fucking puppet on a hanging from a street corner. Like, if you're going to take that serious, then I don't know what to tell you. I also had a guy who called here and said, called us fucking douchebags and bastards and bitches
And
for losing. So come on, dude. I mean, it goes both ways, and we don't do that.
Fan base has them,
right? So come on, dude. Like,
and I know I don't talk about the shitty part of the Bills Mafia's fan base, but I don't talk about the shitty part of any other fan bases either.
Right, exactly.
That's
So
not
come on,
what
man.
we do here. Here we talk about the Bills and what we like to see from them.
Exactly, dude. You will never catch me going on doing that, dude. That's disrespectful. It doesn't do me any good. Doesn't make me sleep any better. And once again, look, and I want to mention this. Talking about Kermit the Frog hanging on a stick. When I was, how old was I? 12 years old, or maybe 12, 11 or 12. I went to a Dolphin game and I had a stuffed animal dolphin hanging on a rope, and I was walking it into the stadium. Really? Are you going to take offense of that? Dude, it didn't mean it. Like, come on, dude. Like, it's a stuffed animal. I'm just saying, like, nobody was like, look at this kid, terrible.
Honestly, I didn't even know anything about it.
Yeah, it was,
let's go back to
a year ago.
Let's go back to
T-Dobbs. This one?
This is a disagree, guys. Our defense is nowhere near as good as any of the others in the league. No rush. Is that talking to other people? Because I'm not saying our defense was good at all.
Yeah, I didn't. I think our defense is. You want? By the way, I said if you were here when we started the podcast, I told you the defense.
That comment may not be to us.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
Listen, this defense, even when, and I got to thinking too, even when this defense was a top 5 defense, guys, during the regular season, it sure as fuck wasn't a top 5 defense when we got in the playoffs.
It was not a top 5 defense. I'm sorry.
No. There was years that they landed in the top 5.
We were number 1.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying top 5 to be top 5. I'm just saying, like, in that category for a few years.
2 for like 3 or 4 years in a row when we had Edmonds and All-Pro Poyer and All-Pro Hyde and All-Pro White. And
it did nothing in the playoffs. It did nothing.
And it tanked in the playoffs.
It tanked in the playoffs. Exactly.
So let's go back and hit Lindsay's comment.
Lindsay. All right. Let me go up.
Between Spin and T-Dobbs.
I got you. This one?
Yeah. I feel optimistic with Bishop. I thought the ref stole the completion from him. Hopefully he'll be healthy for training camp. I felt a lot better with Bishop later in the year as well. I think McDermott made a mistake by not playing him all year and getting him the reps he needed. I really do.
I agree.
That's the one thing. If there's anything that we can learn from the Chiefs, really, all year long they use the regular season to bring all their rookies up to speed. So when playoff time hits, they've had a season under them. They don't limit their rookies. They throw them in there, sink or swim, guys. We'll figure it out. McDermott doesn't do that like Reed and Spags and those guys. If there's anything we take from the Chiefs, we need to take that. We need to get these young guys in there and start getting them reps early in the season.
Oh, so I think he's a Chiefs. Yeah, he is a Chiefs fan. Yeah. So he was on my lunch break podcast. So, hey man, appreciate you guys. He was good dude. Happy obviously for you, man. Like, good
luck in the Super Bowl, brother.
You guys
are shooting for the dynasty. Yeah,
and man.
The one thing that even the Brady Patriots couldn't do. And you guys are going to have your hands full with that Philly team, dude. Saquon's a monster.
But at the end of the day, it's so hard to bet against the Chiefs.
I will never bet against the Chiefs. Until Andy Reid is gone.
Right.
I'm not betting against the Chiefs.
I've seen it too many times. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the Patriots. Like, it was a shocker when they lost some game in the Super Bowls. They lost 3, I think, 2 to the Giants and 1 to who was the other team that beat them? I know they lost 3, right? I don't pay attention. Either way, they lost 3. Well, look, man, I respect teams that do that. I do. Like, I can't hate a team that is good. I can't. You have to respect it. It is what it is. So I never hated the Patriots, bro. They ran the division. And you know what's funny, though? You know what's funny? They ran the AFC. Okay, they're not just the division. They ran they ran the NFL for a while. Let's be real. So it's funny how we sit here now and like Chiefs fans, or not even Chiefs, but every fan, right? Like, but we ran in this problem years ago. It is what it is. Like this is the new age. I think Patriot.
People were asking, and this will be the last thing, and then we can get back to the Bills about the Chiefs. The people were asking a lot, like, why is there so much hatred for the Chiefs so quickly? I truly believe it's because we went from one dynasty to another with no break.
Exactly.
I really think that's why people are so already sick of the Chiefs, because the Chiefs don't cheat to win. Like the Patriots cheated. They got busted.
Well, that's true. Picks. They did get cut. You're right.
And like there was a reason why people hated the Patriots.
That was added on to it. Yeah, it definitely added on to it.
Yeah, the Chiefs aren't like that, but I think it's because they went straight from the Brady dynasty into the Mahomes dynasty that people are like, I'm done with this. I want to see other teams in there.
Yeah, I don't. At the end of the day, I want my team to get in there, of course. Yeah. Right? Like,
no, I'm just.
But
saying
I don't hate.
That's
no, I know what you're saying.
There's so much hate out there.
Yeah, I think that too, and they're just. And I also get the flip side of it. Yeah, like so tired of seeing the fucking same team in the Super Bowl. I guess I get that. From a fan, maybe like a fan that
AFC Championship gets showings.
It's wild. Yeah, it's
he
wild.
showed up, and after Alex Smith left, he never.
The
Eagles. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, Danger Zone comes in and says, I bet you'd be much more difficult team to beat if you threw Kincaid 100 plus balls. Here's the problem. Kincaid's not catching them. Right, Tommy? If we threw
Kincaid?
If we threw Kincaid 100 balls, he doesn't catch them.
No, Kincaid took a major step back, guys. Major. And I really wanted him to.
And did you hear
to take that step forward?
Did you hear Knox today came out and said he was playing with a torn PCL?
Oh, Knox was? Really?
No. Kincaid was.
Oh, Kincaid? Oh, really?
Like when he got hurt earlier and he came back, he was playing with a torn PCL. Why would you be playing with a torn PCL? All you did was hurt your team.
Exactly. I think I would have trusted Knox more on that play.
I don't understand why they brought him back with a torn PCL. That made zero sense.
I have no idea. So I'm pretty surprised that they even mentioned it because they're not really supposed to play with injuries.
Because he wasn't on the injury report.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, but yeah, no. Kincaid, listen, man, he's still young in his career. It's 2 years in. Okay. Can he get better? Yes, of course he can. But it's usually you're supposed to take a step forward in your second year, and he took one back. And he really needs to work in this offseason to get better, and prove that we were right by 1, drafting him in the first round, and 2, trading up for him. Because ultimately, it's going to be a bust of a pick if he winds up not being the guy that we thought he would be. Because here's the deal. We paid Dawson Knox a shit ton of money. And then we winded up going, maybe it's not the guy we thought he could be. Let's go and get Dalton Kincaid to make up for it.
I don't think
right
that's
for that catching.
I don't think that's
it
why
was part
we
of the
picked Dalton
reason.
Kincaid. Because
You don't
I
think
think we
so?
went and got Dalton Kincaid because we got exposed against the Bengals with our pass catchers, and the best pass catcher on the board at that time was Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, but he was a tight end, but they knew he was a tight end.
But remember, when they drafted him, they said they weren't going to use him just as a tight end. They were going to flex him out and do all these things with him that they never did.
That did not happen at all. So
But if you remember, they said we don't look at him as a tight end, we look at him as a weapon, is what they said.
That is true. Yeah. Hybrid, whatever you want to call it. Well, guess fucking what? He's not neither. Okay. Not now, at least. Yeah. Laporta played with a partial torn labrum, says Jarek as well. Laporta, yeah. Well, what does the PCL have to do with him dropping the ball sitting on his hands?
Nothing.
Exactly.
PCL just limit your route running capability.
Yeah. Yep.
You know.
Knox couldn't catch up until year 3 and 4.
But the thing, T-Dub's the thing about
I don't know if he's very when he came out, but he's better. All right, go ahead.
His whole calling card when he came out was his hands.
Yes, that was the biggest reason why he was the number 1 tight end coming out of the draft, right? Like he was known for not dropping passes. Like he had the best hands in the draft, even with receivers.
Yeah,
and a good route runner on top of that, and he has speed. He's not like slow or anything. Matter of fact, Jarek, who's right here, Jan Sports, went out his rookie year and training camp and was super impressed. I remember him coming on our show, talking about Kincaid and going, bro, this guy's dangerous. This guy, nobody can guard him. This guy is a great route runner, good speed. Look out for Kincaid. And we tried a 12 personnel. The first year, that was a total disaster. When Knox went out, got hurt, you kind of saw, right? Remember that? Then Kincaid started coming around. Then we got to see what Kincaid was all about. And then this year,
running him on seams and flags and doing things that they wasn't just short. But we weren't. Soon as Knox came back, we went right back to him doing nothing but short routes.
Yep. We've never, by the way, used our tight ends
we don't use him in 12 because he can't block.
Yeah, and he can't block either. And we've never used our tight ends well, ever, never. I'm talking about dating back since the fucking 90s. Just don't use our tight end.
Since the beginning, go look at our tight end. Like Kincaid broke most of the records already.
I know, short, quickly, and like I mean, it's wild, guys. Like we just do, and you would think playing in Buffalo in this conditions, you would want a good tight end, big tight end, good tight end. Like we don't know how to use them at all. Oh my God. Remember the tight end we got from Cincinnati? And he like, we all knew he was injury prone. Kraft, remember? What a disaster that was, remember?
Every time we get a tight end, it's a disaster. We don't know how to use them. Just like we don't know how to use Dabo left. We haven't figured out how to use a gadget guy either.
No, it's so miserable.
T-Dob says, what I'm saying is I think Kincaid will turn around. He has a chance.
Sure he does. He's young.
Yeah.
You know? Absolutely, he does. Like
he
I'm not
murking folks at camp.
Yeah,
Jarek's like he was murking folks.
He was. That's what he said. I believe him. And by the way, look, like I'm not done with Kincaid. Like Kincaid's still young. You know, he could get better. No doubt.
GM spots have been filled, I believe. Oh wait, no, I think no, because the Jets just signed there. So yeah, I think all
Scott Chandler. Yeah, Chandler wasn't bad. But he wasn't. You know,
Chandler was probably the most productive. Metzler was pretty good back in the 90s.
Oh yeah, Pete Metzler's. Yep.
But they weren't like, you know.
No, they weren't the full. They weren't like
average,
big time.
They were average to above average tight ends. They weren't
exactly. They weren't used a whole bunch.
No.
Correct.
Yeah.
They were more honestly blocking than anything. Just throwing that out there. Like Charles Clay was supposed to be. Remember that? Like Charles Clay.
Charles Clay was coming over. He was supposed to be the
Dolphins fullback initially. Remember?
Yeah.
A small tight end, by the way, like a undersized tight end. I mean, it's a story of us.
He put up a ton of numbers for us.
He wasn't terrible, but he also wasn't. He was an undersized tight end. You know what I mean? At the same time,
Reemsma was blocking
Oh, yeah,
was a
Reach
really
Miles, forgot
good
about him.
blocking tight end that would randomly be throwing the ball.
Who was the guy we had, the tight end, Mikey, that didn't wear gloves? Remember? He was like
O'Leary.
Yes,
O'Leary?
O'Leary. He's like, yeah, and like he was related to some golfer.
Jack's grandson.
Jack Nicholson, wasn't it? I thought.
Jack Nicholas.
Was it? Jack Nicholas, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And he didn't wear gloves. We were like, oh, I remember people liked him, and then he wound up just fading away.
He went to like 3 other teams before he retired.
Yeah.
No, we didn't lose Terrence Gray. We didn't lose any of our front office. We had Kroom.
Man. Oh, yeah, Kroom. That was the guy that was dating Pagula's daughter, right?
Yep.
Who we kept on the team because he was dating Pagula's daughter. Remember that? We literally kept this dude on the team who did nothing strictly because he's dated Jessica Pagula. You better not fire my boyfriend.
He didn't get booted. They kept him for years. And
they did.
Then once they broke up, he was gone.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Get out of here, Kroom.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wild.
No, he didn't get booted for bang. They knew that. They were like together for a couple of years. They were dating. So no, unless he cheated on her, right? Which you never know. I don't know. Oh my God, Mikey.
I have no idea. Why?
But man, yeah, guys, I hate. It sucks being in this like spot again, like time after time,
and we
year
have
after
pick
year.
30 at that.
Yeah, and remember, the better you are, the worse draft pick you got we're basically picking the end right of every round almost, except for some of the picks that we traded, we're getting back or whatever, but still.
Yeah, even
still not
in
the greatest.
The second, we're picking at 56 and 62.
Yeah. It's just here we go again. I just hate it. Sucks being in this situation, but I will say this, Mikey. If you're a long life Bills fan, you kind of have tough skin by now, right? Like, you come to learn that this is the way it is, right? It sucks, guys. But, I've had my heartbreak. The Super Bowls were really, really heartbreaking. I'll still be honest with you. The 13 seconds, I think I took really hard. I think that
13 seconds, I stopped taking it hard.
That's what I'm saying. I think that broke me where I was like, nothing can break me.
I'm with you on that.
You know what I mean? Like that was the ultimate. Like, bro, the emotions in that game. I remember doing the post game, and I had no voice because I was screaming. I was excited, and then just to let it all. Just to lose, right? Like it's just like, dude, it was so devastating. And that was it for me. Like I really was like, you know what? From now on, I'm not gonna be bothered by it. Yeah, it's gonna kind of suck. I'm not gonna be happy or whatever, but I'm not gonna be it's not gonna affect me that way again. You know what I mean? Because I've come used to it. I became. I'm just used to it. I'm used to this team letting us down, and I hate saying that because I feel like I'm a Debbie Downer at this point. And it's like we come back in the off season, we go through this same routine through the draft, and we talk about how much we love the guys that we sign in free agency, and then the draft, and we have this long season, and we go on here week after week, and here's the deal. And Mikey, I said this, by the way, I have breaking news. And I said it earlier, and I don't know if you heard, but I do have some breaking news that I said in the
what is that?
That I said in the lunch break podcast. And I don't know if you guys were aware of this, but the Buffalo Bills are gonna win the division in 2025.
No way.
Yeah, and they're gonna go to the playoffs. So I mean, that's breaking news. I hate to break that to you guys, but it's gonna happen. But I can't give you any more news after they make the playoffs because I really don't know after that point. I have no I just don't. I think I lost faith in. I totally lost faith. You know what's weird, Mikey? I'm not gonna lie. I was starting to. I mean, just a little have faith in McDermott. Just dude, he was growing on me just a tad, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not
I thought
killing
the season
McDermott for yesterday. I'm not.
No, it's not all his fault, but it is his team. It is his defense. It is. We are in year 8, going on year 9.
But we knew
have to-
when we played Detroit,
Yeah.
we knew when we played the Rams,
No, I get it, yeah.
when we played really good offenses, we knew our defense was going to get
I get it.
got, and our offense was going to have to go above and beyond. We knew that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for the defense, honestly, was when Christian Benford went out. It changed.
Oh, that was a big time loss. I got a question to ask you. Real question for you, Mikey,
Yep.
and in the chat, because I talked about this too in the lunch break podcast thing I did. Okay, so everyone was talking about, the most fans go, you hear this a lot. Okay, fire Sean McDermott. Who are you going to hire? Who's out there better than Sean McDermott? Right? That's probably the biggest comeback that most people say. Hypothetically, Mikey, just hypothetically, if Rex Ryan, and I know you don't like him, whatever, right? But let's just say hypothetically, Rex Ryan came to coach his team this season. Would we still be a playoff team?
Playoff team, yes. Would we still
Yes.
get bounced? Yes.
Yeah, okay, right. That's all I'm asking. Rex Ryan, how many AFC championships did Rex Ryan go to when he was with the Jets? 2. How many has McDermott gone to?
2.
Who was the quarterback for the New York Jets?
Sanchez.
Who's the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills?
Josh Allen.
Right. So what does it really matter when you get bounced out? Let's say hypothetically, Rex Ryan came in, you get bounced out in the wild card 4 straight seasons and we fire him, right? Because we would, I think. What would the difference be between McDermott getting to a division round or AFC? Let's say he got us there again. But what would the feeling be on you?
I think the difference would be every year right now, McDermott, there's hope that we'll be able to get over the thing. If Rex Ryan is here, I have zero hope that we're
But he got true, but he also did get to an AFC championship.
He also
twice,
had one
correct?
of the best defenses in all of football.
Oh, that's a great. Why did he have one of the best defenses in football?
Because he inherited an elite freaking defense.
But he
when
also,
went there.
He's still the coach. He could have changed things up. He could have switched things
He could
up.
have. I mean, he did in Buffalo. He came here and destroyed our defense.
I know, but my point is, people are scared to change. I guess where I'm going with this is,
don't use Rex Ryan as your
because I'm using him, but I'm
on
using him on purpose because he did the same accomplishments that doesn't matter what you say about their. He has the same accomplishments as Sean McDermott. Okay, then I got another follow up with that. Marvin Lewis was the head coach for the Cincinnati Bengals 16 seasons. He got them to the playoffs, like I think 10 of them, I believe 9 or 10.
He never got
right?
out of the first round.
Never, doesn't matter. I'm just saying he had great regular seasons, but who cares about the first round? It's still a playoff loss. If you don't get to a Super Bowl, it means nothing to me. My point is this: they kept it for. Okay, so
that's the whole point. To you,
so to you think it means something to you if you get to the division round? Who cares? Wild card division. What does it really
win? I want to have hope that they can get above.
Okay, so my point is
watching Marvin Lewis get bounced every round in the first never gave me any hope.
Okay, so hope gives you division when we get bounced out by the band. Hope gives you. We've only made championship twice, AFC champ, and we got bounced out. We never went to the Super Bowl, McDermott. You're still getting bounced out in the playoff. It's still a playoff loss. It's not a Super Bowl loss. And listen, the question is to you guys in the chat. Marvin Lewis was the coach for 16 seasons. We are going on 9 with McDermott. If how many more seasons would you guys want where you go enough of McDermott? Because eventually it's going to creep up.
When Sean Payton was available. That's who I wanted.
That's you, but I'm talking about the chat, right? We both agree with this.
I'm just saying.
I'm talking about the chat.
I'm not on here.
Yeah, I'm talking about people that want. Yeah, I'm talking about people who want McDermott gone. And here's the ultimate question, Mikey, that I still haven't got the answer for. We're going on year 9. How many more seasons do you want to keep? No, to the chat, because I know you. We already done with that. How many more seasons do you think that you would go and go, hey, now it's time for Sean McDermott to be fired? Like, now I agree. For the people that don't want him here, because the reason why I say this is we are going on year 9 and time has flown by. It really has. Before you know it, we're going to be on year 12 and year 11 of Josh Allen. And before you know it, you're going to keep saying the same thing. And that's my problem with the whole McDermott thing is we have excuses every year. Well, it was a young team. Well, Josh Allen was young in his career. The defense, we had injuries. This year was this, and we weren't ready. It was a retool year, and so eventually, when does that die out for you guys? Like, that's my point. How long do you ride the ship for until you go, we need a new captain? That's all I'm saying. Nobody can answer that question.
Can we hit
properly?
Question: what decision?
Yeah,
did
which one?
Make?
What is it? Where is that?
It's towards the bottom. It's the third one up.
Third one up. Okay,
what decision did McDermott make? I don't think he made any major goof decisions yesterday. But at what point does the voice go stale in a room? That's my biggest question. Like, I don't think yesterday was on McDermott at all. I wouldn't have gone for the 2.
No, I wasn't totally on him.
I wouldn't have gone for the 2, chase the points early.
Yeah, that's true too.
I understood why he did it when they had the penalty and it was, to the 1 yard line and you have Josh Allen and we say go for the tush push. I completely understood that. I didn't like the second 2-point conversion going because you're giving away points. But that's my only issue with McDermott yesterday. He died with what brought him there. He was aggressive all day.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm with that. Yep.
My issue is our defensive scheme. That's my issue with McDermott this year. Is our scheme was not good and he was predictable.
Yeah.
And it has been. You watched Andy Reid, just draw up random shit because he knew exactly what McDermott was going to run and when he was going to run it. And he's a defensive head coach, and every year our defense fails us. That's my issue with McDermott. It wasn't even the decisions. It's the scheme.
Right. So, Spin, I know you like McDermott. And I'm
not saying fire him this year because there's no one out there that would want to replace him with right now.
Well, you can't. It's too late. You want to hear unless John Gruden magically called up Agula. It was like, yo, I'm ready. And they were like, fuck it. Yeah. Dude. No, I know he's not. I'm just saying it would be unbelievable, right? I'm just like pipe dream. But listen, Spin, I know you like him, but you're not answering the question. Cool. Great. You like him. How long do you stick with him?
He answered your question.
How long? I didn't see it. Where is it? Go down
until McD loses the locker room, Tommy. That's your answer. Start.
Okay, then guess what?
Playoffs.
And he'll be then. Okay, then you're going to be on your own on that ship with him because I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be eventually in time. And you know what? Not only that, if he doesn't if he doesn't make it to a Super Bowl, at least make it to a Super Bowl while we got Josh Allen in his prime, and we look back at this years from now, there's no way in hell that you're going to be like, well, we rolled with McDermott, man. It just didn't work out. No, bro. That you're going to be on your own on that one because no one in their right mind years from now, if we don't win a Super Bowl with Josh Allen,
a lot of fans out there that love McDermott.
They love him now. When Allen goes and we don't ever win one with him, they ain't gonna love him. They're gonna say, "Why didn't we make a change when we had? Why didn't we get a new voice in the room?"
I'm saying they love him now. There's a lot of them that stand with Spin on this.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them. Like I don't Spin. Like I thought this was the best year McDermott was. I think this was McDermott's best year, honestly, because he also didn't have the horses on the defense. We knew that going in. At the end of the day, I don't trust the scheme. I'm watching Puna Ford not get a jersey on game day and then go to the freaking Chargers and eat up double teams and be one of the best freaking run stoppers in football.
I saw Tim Settle play way better than he did with us.
It's scheme.
But once again, look, man, that I give McDermott credit. I keep telling you guys, like, I give him credit for what he's done, for bringing his team back from the dead. All that shit. Like, he's built a good, guys that just love to play for him. Like, I get all that, right? Like, I'm with you. He makes the playoffs division. Like, I have to give him that love. But at the end of the day, guys, eventually there has to be a change. Like, the ultimate goal is the Super Bowl. You can't keep blaming everything around the situation besides the guy that's in charge. In time, every team eventually has to move on. You have to.
I thought you
cannot stay this thing. I know. It just drives me crazy.
I want to hit Weston's comment.
Weston, right here.
Says, and the thing is, if you get rid of McDermott, you lose the defensive aspect. What defensive aspect? We're giving up 33 points a game to the Chiefs in the playoffs.
When has it in Weston? When we just talked about this, when is the defense act, except for maybe that I can recall, like won us, that truly won us the game, was the Baltimore game, where the offense was really low scoring. Talking about a low scoring game, right? Where the defense really, got a defensive touchdown. They led the way. Super rare. It's failed us in many moments. Go back to last night's game.
With elite players. That's the thing.
Even with the top 5 defense that we had, it's still, so you could say, well, this year with the new guy Rap was out. Bro, we had fucking Mike Hyde and Jordan Poyer, best safety duo. It still didn't matter. So don't come at me with, well, this defense was different. Blah, blah, blah. No, bro, it's the same thing. And we do the same mistake. So go back to last night's game. It's a perfect example. Yes, the Bills stalled on a 4th down. Plenty of time left, guys. The defense all they had to do is get a stop. And even
they
at
ran
the
same plays they ran earlier from the 3rd and 4th down plays.
Same play. Even on a 3rd down, you still had a chance, and they still let us down.
Our DNs, once again, didn't stay home, got pinned inside, and let them do whatever they wanted. Yep. Here's my concern with this, T-Dobbs. I'm all for going out and getting him, Myles Garrett. I've seen nothing with this scheme that tells me that Myles Garrett would
That's what worries me.
To be that game record here.
Yeah, flourish. I'm with Mikey. That's what I'm saying. Like,
did it with him, but outside of Julius Peppers, how many elite edge rushers did McDermott have since he's been here? We haven't.
No.
Like, we're not nearly as aggressive as he was with Philadelphia or Carolina.
Yeah.
Like when he's a defensive coordinator in those places, he had blitzes coming from all over the place.
He did. Yeah, I don't know what it's mind-boggling, the scheme. I can't stand it. It just, listen, when you go against better offensive teams, they carve him up. Absolutely. Like, and he's right. The Bengals, I'm telling you, I get it. Look, I think it would have been a close game, but they would have put some fucking points on us for sure, because our defense can't cover. They have the right scheme, offensive scheme to carve us up. Mm-hmm. And so does Kansas City. The Kansas City was just smart. They used their speed and their room they had, the cushion, to make plays. Boom, 5 yard. He's going to make it.
That's what Burrow did to us.
Yes.
When he came into our house.
On 2021.
They just kept running the.
I'm sorry, 2022.
The 5 yard outs, the stops.
Real simple and like no answer.
Give me the cushion.
Yeah, it don't need to be pretty.
Here's the thing. Are you willing to take the 33 points per game in the biggest games because you're scared your defense is going to get lit up in the regular season? I would rather take my chances with a new coordinator that had a new scheme that may get us over the hump at some point. Because what I'm seeing, 0-4 in the playoffs, brother.
So here's the problem too with that,
Giving
Mikey.
Up 33 points a game.
Yep, and I talked about this too. When it comes, we're going to be real with McDermott. McDermott has an ego. He is not wanting or hiring any DC outside.
That runs a different scheme.
That runs a different scheme. It would need to be same scheme on the same page. This is my defense, and this is what you're going to call. Bobby Babich inherited McDermott's defense. He only called the plays. That was McDermott's playbook. That is McDermott's defense. There's nothing that all Babich did was call a little bit more aggressive, but it was the same play, same designs, same scheme, right? Same thing with the offense. I really, truly believe if Joe Brady did leave, let's say he did leave, it's either going to be an in-house guy or it's going to be a guy that he went and said, you're going to do it my way. This is what I want. I don't want no Dable shit. Like, him and Dable clash because Dable wanted it one way. McDermott wanted it what we see today. And I'm not saying Dable was perfect, because I thought we needed a run game too. And he played a lot of fun ball, but at the end of the day, that's my point. He want to go out and get a kind of Dable again, because it goes against what McDermott wants. McDermott wants in-house guys that are going to be yes men. This is what I want. You're not going to change anything. I believe that. I mean, maybe you don't, but it's been that way.
I don't know if it's
Frazier left.
I don't know if it's
the wide receivers coach has left. Yeah. Well, according to that piece, which a lot of it's true.
Hired Jim Schwartz as DC.
Oh, listen, dude.
I don't like him as a person, but his defense is freaking good.
He was, dude, in a heartbeat. When he was here, I was wanting to give him a chance at being the head coach when we got rid of
yeah.
Dude, I'm serious.
Closest was 33-year-old Vaughn. Yeah, Jarek, you're right. Jared says absolutely no way they get rid of Babbage. Babbage was being interviewed by others. Babbage is a good young defensive mind. Like, give him time to grow.
Is it his defense though?
I don't know. I can't answer that. We didn't.
I mean, from what I see,
we were in the transition. Like this year, we were truly in the transition defensively.
But do you truly believe McDermott? And the reason I ask you this, and it's a real question, Mikey, and I know you like Babbage, but it took it took a while for McDermott to even let us know as fans. I'm going to give him the keys. Remember how long it took? I remember the reporters asked him in the offseason. He's like,
the end of the preseason.
I'm thinking of, yes. Man, well, I'll let you go. Bro, he didn't want to let that go. He really didn't want to let that go. And I'm telling you, like, that is still McDermott's defense. Now, did he give Babbage more leeway? Probably. Like, you know what I mean? But even Leslie Frazier, who's a veteran coach, who's used to be a former head coach, he took over play calling when he was here. You remember that? Multiple times.
So over the McDermott conversation because nothing's changing, guys. It is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. See, I just brought back Mikey some bad memories.
I'm just so over the whole McDermott conversation. It's not going to change.
Bad memory.
I don't want to talk about him anymore. Nothing's going to change.
I know.
Let's hit T-Dub's next one. Because regardless of scheme, our players are not up to the task when the whole game relies on a one concussion-prone cornerback. This year, yes. But in the past, we've had a top 3 defense with all pros in the back, and we still have given up 33 points a game in the most important game. Our defense couldn't stop anybody. Josh Allen's averaging 28 something against the Chiefs in the playoffs and losing. When you score 28 points, you should win the game.
And what kind of coach do we have? What does he do? Defensive minded.
I don't fucking know because
well, that's
doesn't
what he
work.
claims to be.
and Spin, I get it. Every coach is that way. It's their way or the highway. I get that.
Yeah,
one of the Chiefs guys I listened to said if the Bills, you call the Raiders and throw anything, I would freaking give up anything for Max Crosby or Myles Garrett. My biggest concern is, would they allow them to do what they do in this scheme? Because McDermott has a certain scheme he likes to run.
Yeah.
And it's not an attacking scheme.
And he doesn't like to have players on the field a long time. He likes to do the rotation thing.
Which makes no sense to me.
Good old rotation. Let's Von Miller's like, I never had that happen.
Like Von Miller at this point.
I get it because his age.
Now,
but when he first got here, remember, he was like, I'm not really used to that, but sure. Right? Yeah. Never really had that happen before, but okay. Whatever they need me to do.
The only thing that can change is getting players that actually fit the scheme through the draft. And for whatever reason, Jarek, they don't.
They don't. Nope.
It's
going to be a long off season, Mikey.
Yeah, that's what we draft. We better draft a bunch of projects, Jarek. That's what we do.
Yeah. Oh, we do. Absolutely. And then we go thrift store shopping or Dollar Tree shopping for free agents. Yep. And we got lucky this year. I was saying in the podcast, like Matt Collins and
Dwayne Smoot was good.
Yeah. And Smoot, they were like, we found him at Walmart. Like they wound up being decent. Right? Like,
TJ
holy
Maxx.
shit. Like TJ Maxx. Yeah. TJ Maxx. Like still a good deal. They're right, decent product.
They were good. And we got them on cheap deals. And they
Ty Johnson.
Last year we got lucky with Leonard Floyd.
You're right. I forgot about that. Leonard Floyd. Yeah. He was
but a lot of the other guys where we're not getting so lucky and the
higher paid guys.
What actually runs McDermott defense is good interior defensive play. If you can push the pocket. Because back when McDermott had a good defense in Carolina, he had 2 elite defensive tackles.
Yep.
Because that's back when Starr was good.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Starr did have a season or two that he was.
So if we can go out, and I don't understand why we haven't, invested in it yet, go out and get some good defensive penetration tackles, you might see our defense play better.
And I've never seen that from us, by the way.
No, we just keep getting older veterans to come in and play those roles, and they just.
You know what I was thinking? You know what I was thinking too? Have you ever gone into a playoffs with this team, Mikey? Like realistically, let's be real here. And a question for all you guys, and gone, man, our defense is. Watch the fuck out for our defense. We're gonna get after that motherfucker.
That goes back to mine and your conversation about Tomlin. Tomlin's issue is he doesn't have an offense,
right?
You know, Rex Ryan's issue was he didn't have an offense. But these guys are defensive coordinators who had really good defenses. Most of the defensive coordinators you had, like let's go Eberflus in Chicago. His issue was he didn't have an offense. His defense was really good, but didn't have an offense.
Right.
Why do we have a defensive coordinator and don't have a good defense?
That's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy. That's why I brought that up, because it's crazy to think that I have never really, honestly, Mikey, have ever said, bro, we're dangerous. When we get into the playoffs, our defense is going to get after the. Like I never. We talk about
brother.
Yeah, we talk about Josh Allen, all that stuff. We never bring up the defense like being dominant. Watch out for us. And the Chiefs do bring it, man. And a lot of teams bring it. Look at the Bengals. Yeah. When the Bengals played the Chiefs and got to the Super Bowl, that's how you play.
There's a lot of really good defensive tackles that fell. Keanu Benton fell.
Yeah, that's wild.
Aleem McNeil fell. You know, guys that we were all screaming for the Bills to draft. And we're like, nope, we're going to draft Cody Ford. Nope, we're going to draft Boogie Basham.
Right.
Like, what the hell are we doing?
No, there was some questionable, and I gotta say too, Bean's responsible too.
We're gonna draft AJ Epinesa.
Yeah, Epinesa, who had I didn't say bad year, but he had a okay year for a guy that got paid. And I'm not saying he got paid buku bucks, but like I expected better from AJ this year. I really did. I thought he didn't take a step back or anything, but he didn't really overly impress or take any kind of step forward. How about that?
Yikes! Yep.
Cody Ford was
the
terrible.
$32 million dead cap, that hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're right, T-Dobbs. We actually paid more to let him go play for someone else than we would if we just would have kept him.
I know.
You know, it's going to be a long offseason. It is.
Yeah, yes, it is.
The crazy part, Cody Ford is still playing in this league.
He is, because he's a durable guy that gets shift him around all over. I know.
He just got picked up to a reserve contract.
Is Justin Shorter even around?
Shorter was moved to tight end in Las Vegas.
I thought they cut him though.
They may
shortly
have.
Okay.
You know who would have been great here to still be here? Harrison Phillips.
You're right. And you know what?
Him walk out the door?
I eat crow on that because I wasn't a big fan of Harrison.
I was a huge fan of Harrison.
Yeah, I thought he was coming around though.
Until he tore
I thought he started.
I
thought he started. He started slow when he got here first. Remember, he was one of those projects but you're right. He was starting to get better, and then he left. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it is.
Yeah, what they did with Epinesa was weird. They had him come in and drop too much weight, and then they put more weight on him. Like his game coming out was power. Why did we draft a project that we were going to make him lose weight? It made no sense to me.
No idea. Maybe McDermott went to his specialist, his science specialist that he went to for the winter, for the overseas game, that told him, don't fly out early, fly out the day.
Oh my God.
The morning. Because sports science says it's the right thing to do. Oh, bro, we've had some really interesting things that happen here, bro. I got to tell you.
But what happened yesterday truly wasn't a McDermott issue. Like, I really don't believe that. That fell more on the players than McDermott.
It was a team loss, I'll say.
But it fell more on the players than
I get
McDermott's not out there getting pinned inside and letting the guy run.
No, I get that. But it is his players. It's the guys that he wanted. It's the guys, it's his scheme.
The ones that he should coach up.
Yeah, exactly. And at the end of the day, he is the coach. Like, and that's the guy we're gonna go back and point the finger to. Well, listen, when you manage when you're in charge of anything, if you're a manager at a restaurant and shit's going bad and it continues going bad, you think eventually the owner's gonna be like, oh, it's a fucking employee sucky ass. They're eventually gonna fire that fucking manager because what the fuck's going on here? Eventually, it can't just be all the time a coincidence that this team is like that's what I'm saying about the excuse thing. We can't keep going back because then it's going to be
I'm not
repetitive.
giving excuses. We got
No, I know you're not, but I think it was a team loss, but I also feel like once again we're back into the defense didn't really step up when needed, like when we really needed a play to step up, and we should never have that. You know what I mean? The defense should step up in big moments because we have a defensive-minded head coach, and he's at year 8 in. There's no excuse. And we talked about this, Mikey, going into the playoffs.
McDermott.
We were healthy. I'm just saying the defense was healthy, Mikey. First time we talked about this.
And
so there was no excuses, right? All right. So I'm just saying. So what do you want to move on from? Because you're done with the McDermott talk.
I am done with it. Dan talks about how about drafting JJ instead of trading the pick for Steph. Well, here's the thing. JJ shouldn't have been there. No one could have predicted the Eagles were going to draft Jalen Reagor instead of Justin Jefferson.
Nobody saw that coming.
No one saw that coming.
Nope.
So I don't kill Bean for making that trade at all because JJ shouldn't have been there.
Yeah,
the Eagles jacked that up. Joe Brady was bad. Nobody made any plays on offense. Just Cook and Hollins. Defense didn't show up. Just Milano and Ed. O-line didn't show up. We deserve.
Bad on the O-line,
we didn't deserve that win. I agree, Chris. Except I don't think Joe Brady was bad. Joe Brady had bad moments. I don't think overall he was bad. He had bad moments.
He didn't call his best game. How about that?
Because last play call that he had, dude, Kincaid was wide open.
Yeah,
like, it was the right play call. They just had the right defensive play called against it.
Yeah.
You know, where I struggle with Joe Brady is his first half. Why didn't he run the ball more? When Josh came out and was high and they were like doing different things, why didn't we settle in and do what we've done all year long and establish the run to start? We didn't even try.
And why weren't we even getting the running backs involved in the passing game either? Like it's like we just kind of go away from things that work. And that, by the way, that's a story of this team too. We've been known to do that. We go away from things that work.
Yeah.
I never got that.
All year long, we've established the run and we played bully ball. Why did we try to change that in the AFC Championship? Like in the second half, he went back to it until the last drive, and then he
didn't even have Cook out there. Didn't even have him out there.
I don't understand why. That might have been a Cook thing. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so. I doubt it.
Yeah, you can't blame the drafting because you never know what you're going to get. It's a crapshoot.
Yeah, 100%. I was talking about that too. You never know. You can draft you've seen that quarterbacks first round, top 5, they're draft busts. That's what you got scouts for. It's not all on Bean too, by the way.
Mikey, what are your thoughts about McDermott? Essay form, please.
I know. I saw that. like we have a scout team, right? They go out, they look at the players, right? And then they report back to Bean. Then Bean puts them on the board. They all agree on certain players. Bean only really looks at the top, top guys that he goes and watches for the most part. But most part, it's scouts. The scouts go out there.
It's not just the scouts. It's the scouts and the coaching staff because the coaching staff comes in and
the coaching staff too.
Film,
but it's not all
with
on
the
Bean,
scouts. And there's a whole team. Like the coach, like McDermott and his coaches have so much say in who we draft.
Exactly.
Because we're going to sit down and say, okay, here's all the guys. What kind of guy are you looking for? Then they tell us what they're looking for. They go out and find them. And then they sit down with the coaches and said, okay, here's our list of guys. Which ones do you like? Which ones don't you like? And then they get their 2 cents in it. If you notice, McDermott's sitting front row.
Oh, yeah.
Right next to Bean and Pagula.
Every time. Mm-hmm.
As we're making the picks.
Every time.
And Bean and McDermott talk about every pick before it's made.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why it's called McBean.
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, they're attached to the hip, guys. So trust me when I tell you, Bean ain't going off script and going, nah, fuck that shit. I'm drafting this kid because I like him.
Yeah.
No, it don't work that way.
Yeah, it's like every team has those. If the Ravens were geniuses for taking Lamar at 32, why didn't they take Hayden Hurst at 25? Teams get lucky. Yeah.
That is true. You never know.
And here's my take on this whole thing as well. Why is Bean so against giving up, his, day 1, day 2 picks when we haven't hit on a lot of them? I would much rather turn those day 1 and day 2 picks into a known commodity.
Absolutely.
Go the Rams way of F them picks.
I'm with you.
You hit on those mid and late round guys.
Right.
Give
All
up
the
those
time.
early ones and go get us a commodity.
Right. Get us a player that you know can make an impact right now. And for years that, you know, at least a 2, 3, 4 year, you know what I mean? Like not an older player, obviously, but a guy that you know has good amount of time still left that could do something. And you're right. The Rams went all out and people are like, oh, stupid Rams. The Rams are still good. They still make the playoffs.
They fixed their defense in one offseason.
Right.
With draft
So
picks.
how bad would they really sell out? They still got the Super Bowl. They're still a good team. They're still getting to playoffs. There's guys like, I'm with you, Mikey. He has not done well in the early rounds. Stop hoarding the draft picks as well. I can't stand that.
Because most of those draft picks don't make their team, and they go to some other team.
Right. Or they don't, or we just keep them around on the practice squad.
But no, most of them get picked up from the practice squad.
Or they get or they're just terrible, like Justin Shorter, and we eventually cut them. Right? Like, it's
as DMX
wild.
says, we could have packaged some picks to try to go up and get Brian Thomas Jr.
Absolutely. But no, he was sold on getting more picks
to get that third round back. He wanted that third round pick back
so bad.
So bad.
Gotta have it.
And who did we take? A guy who didn't even play in the AFC Championship game. We had him inactive.
Remember the guy we drafted with the short arms, the offensive lineman?
Yeah, he ended up going to
arms.
Yeah, he ended up going to
Tenuta.
Luke Tenuta. He ended up in Indianapolis on their practice squad.
Oh, lovely.
Chris says Eagles got Dijon and Mitchell last year, and the year before that they got Carter and Nakobe Dean. They basically drafted that entire Georgia defense.
No, they've been drafting good. I think the Lions draft good too, by the way.
Yeah.
The Lions have some good draft picks, man.
Yeah.
They hit early on.
The year we drafted Kincaid, when we didn't actually need Kincaid, we could have drafted Deion Branch, just staying in our spot.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Is it Deion Branch? What is it? Brian Branch.
I'm sorry.
Deion Branch was the old receiver for
Seattle.
Yeah. Brian Branch. And we knew we were going to need a safety. Brian Branch is one of the best young safeties in football.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know, short arms. Yeah. To do that. We got to get Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals. The problem with Trey is he's hitting that age where he's going to be on the downhill slope.
That's the problem.
I would rather Max or Miles because they're still in their
prime.
They still got a year, 2 or 3 left in their 20s.
Absolutely, where they're still playing at a high level.
Now, I wouldn't mind taking Trey if it's for a short-term deal, 2 or 3 year deal. But I'm not giving him to 34, 35 like we gave Vaughn.
Vaughn's acting like he'll be back, or he thinks he'll be back. You think he's back?
I think they'll bring Vaughn back if he's willing to redo his deal like he did this year. I don't think we pay him the 20-something million that he's owed.
Right. And for him being a GM, wanting to be a GM, I hope he understands.
Oh, I'm sure he does. He's not dumb. He's not dumb.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, dude, you know that if you're eventually going to get a GM role or even assist, whatever, you do know that these are the things you're going to have to.
It is what it is. The water's wet, fire's hot, and the Bills will always blow it. Yeah. That DMX is that was my concern with drafting Coleman is his separation. I will tell you he's gotten better. So I'm not going to say he can't get better. Guys can get better. I don't believe it was a waste of a pick. I really don't.
So here it is. He had a decent season. Like, let's not. He had a decent season and he missed time. He's young and he's raw. I still think he has. I still think he can get better. Right, Mikey's right. I just think it all boils down to if Keon Coleman puts that work in, and I'm talking about the all season work. Right, I'm talking about going out and doing trying to improve yourself. Not bullshitting around, like actually trying to get better at your craft. And he seemed to do that last year with his who's his cousin over in Dallas.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb. So maybe he does. Maybe we see a different Coleman, next year as far as getting better separation. Because yes, that's one part of his game he definitely needs to work on. 100%.
Yeah, Jance, that was me and you both talked about that a lot. The Brian Branch pick was who he wanted so bad. You know,
Yeah.
it's Vaughn played as hard as he did on that one snap where he made his incentive. I'm not gonna kill Vaughn. Vaughn had a good year this year.
Not bad.
He
He had a bounce back year.
He had a bounce back year. Was he anything yesterday? No. But honestly, none of our DNs were, because they didn't hold the ball very long.
They didn't.
They
were
all
smart.
A bunch of short passes.
Yeah, because they were there.
Yeah.
We gave it to them. Easy peasy.
They knew that their offensive line struggled. We did not play press man. Even when we played man, we played man 8 yards off. We didn't even have a spy
early stuff on, and we didn't even have a spy on Mahomes, which
very few.
He's
times.
Smart guy. Yeah, very few times. But Mahomes saw it, read it, and went, "Okay, thank you. I'll take that 15-yard wide open field."
Jason, that's cool. I heard it wasn't just Ravens fans. I heard there's a lot of fans from other teams. Like I heard the Chiefs Kingdom was doing it too. The Ravens,
cool.
A bunch of them, because what we did. Like I love. Let's turn something bad into something good. I love that.
True. I'm with you there.
I believe Ty will be re-signed. Depends on what
I don't think he's a must sign, but I think if he comes back on if he comes back on if he comes on a team friendly deal. He's a good player. I was really impressed.
I mean,
with what I saw from Ty this year.
I know he wants to be in Buffalo. Go see because he's also been a late round guy who's never really been paid. So if he can go out and get a decent contract, he needs to go out and get his contract.
Actually, yeah, good for him. Yeah, maybe a team sees him, saw what he did this year, because he honestly, guys, he made some phenomenal catches. I feel like he's a decent running back, and maybe Mikey's right. Maybe Ty's like, you know what? Here's my film. I feel like I'm worth a little bit more than what Buffalo's going to offer me. And maybe he does get that offer. Maybe.
If he doesn't, he can come back on the team-friendly deal, and we'll happily have him. But, man, if you can go get your money, Ty, go get your money, brother. You're a late-round pick. You've never made the big money.
Exactly. Never.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Yep. Dobbs, I'm with you there. I wish they would put him in there from time to time. And I like doing slants. Even in the slot, like I really wanted to see Keon Coleman a little bit.
Reminds me a lot of Keenan Allen, where he could be a bigger slot guy.
Yes. And I know
Keenan wasn't a big speed guy either.
No, never was. But he's a bigger receiver that can out muscle. Exactly. That's way bigger than most of the nickels that are guarding him. So.
Oh,
sorry. I'll go back.
Says don't like his personality, but I'd love to see how Tyreek Hill would be with Allen. Dude, you want to talk about bringing the?
It'd be great, but it wouldn't
bringing the over the top back. The one thing about Tyreek is you could throw him a 5-yard slant and he could take it to the house.
Take it to the house. Oh, I've seen a fumble. He picked it up and took it. I mean, he's unbelievable. But the problem is here.
30 million a year.
A lot of, yeah.
30 million a year.
And you're talking about
a lot of stuff inside of the locker room.
Absolutely. You think Diggs was something. This guy is and he doesn't want to be in Buffalo. Well, let's be honest. He's a Miami kind of guy. He likes that kind of lifestyle. He's not coming here.
No, they're never going to be willing to be bad in Josh's prime. Never going to happen.
Well, where did I see that?
Cato.
Oh, okay.
No, they're never gonna. And Dean came out and said it last year. He's like, "Listen, guys, I would love to get a Jamar Chase, but we'll never be that high to get a guy like Jamar Chase."
Right. That's the downfall of being a good team, but losing in the playoffs year after year. Because now, not only that, Mikey, we're always going to have a tougher schedule. Always.
First place schedule every year.
Every year. So it doesn't get easier, guys, from this.
You know what? I watched Cook actually make a couple good blocks in the postseason. He's getting better. He's not nearly what Ty Johnson is. There's a reason why he was out there on third downs. But Cook's been getting better year over year.
A little better, yeah. I saw he did whiff on one yesterday.
The problem with Courtney Sutton is he's not a speedster. We need someone to take the top off.
We do. I
mean, I wouldn't hate Courtney Sutton here, but he doesn't fix what our issue is.
What do you think they do with Samuel? You think he's sticking around on his deal?
We don't have a choice.
There's no other way out of it. Too much.
Not until after next year. It was basically a 2-year deal.
Hopefully he works that turf toe out and just takes a break on that. Whatever you gotta
that's
do.
a great question, Mike. I don't know how the hell he forgot to report.
Bro, he's done it multiple times in the playoffs this year, by the way. It wasn't just this game, which how do you not talk to this guy and get it right with him? Why does he keep making the same mistake? Right? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on there?
Going down to Josh Allen's wasted career, Cook was roasting the Chiefs D. The fact that he was not out there on the last drive was mind-boggling. He pulled himself out for a thing, and he never went back in. So I don't know if he pulled himself out or if he just wanted to break and then they never put him back in. I have no idea, and no one's talking about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't get it either, and it's probably not going to be discussed. Like, you know, he's not going to say why. He's not going to throw anybody.
Put Ty Johnson's hands in Dalton Kincaid's body, and you got Brock Bowers.
You're right. Ty probably. You're absolutely. You know what? He probably makes that catch. You're absolutely right. That's a great comment.
I hope Samuel gets going next year too. He got better towards the end of the year when he got healthy.
He did. He was coming around a little bit, and he did get a touchdown in that game. He did find an open spot in the end zone. That was good to see.
I don't follow PFF too much for grades because I don't like their grading style. But Epinesa didn't have a great year.
No, he didn't have a terrible year, but he also didn't really.
Oh, that's a good one, T-Dobbs. Mac Hollins is what Gabe Davis should have been. I'm not going to go there. I think Mac Hollins is a better version of Gabe.
No. Gabe is, come on. Dobbs, I like Mac Hollins, and I think Mac Hollins is a great locker room dude. He's a fun guy.
Mac Hollins is not a number 2. He's a number 4.
But he's not exactly. And Gabe has more talent as a receiver than Mac Hollins. Okay. But Mac Hollins, no, he does. I listen, there's no way Mac Hollins would ever get 900 yards back-to-back seasons. It's impossible. There's no way. I could not see that happening, bro. You think he could match what Gabe Davis did offensively? You think he can have a 200
if he got as many targets as Gabe? Yes.
200 something yard.
If he got as many targets as Gabe did, because you have to remember, in those years, we were throwing the ball 45, 50 times a game.
No, I know, but I've seen Gabe Davis run routes. I've seen Mac run routes. Gabe Davis is by far a better route runner than Mac Hollins. I'm sorry.
I think
go back to some of the bigger games against the Chiefs. I mean, dude was making people skating on it. You think Mac is better than Gabe in receiving? There's no way.
On the intermediate, I'll take Mac in the intermediate area over Gabe.
I'm talking about as a total receiver. Just a receiver. You match him up.
Just a receiver? No.
Boom,
Gabe's a better receiver. I'll take Mac over Gabe because of his special teams ability.
I'll take Mac over Gabe because he's cheaper and he's a good dude and he comes up. Right? And he's made some plays. Yeah. But Gabe Davis overall, talent-wise, is a better receiver. I'm talking about just
just pure receiver. Yes, I'll give you
Yes.
Mac Hollins is who we wanted Sherfield to be.
Exactly. Great. Perfect. Yes. And much better. And then sometimes
he's much better. But that's who we wanted Sherfield to be so bad.
We did because we saw what he did in Miami the year before. I think Gabe Davis gets a lot of shit for being a 4th round pick, and he did pretty good here. I think it's kind of unfair. He's just not. Exactly. He's not. But he's borderline. He's borderline. He has games where it's like, damn, that dude balled out. And then he doesn't show up.
But you can't have the problem had is they had Diggs and Davis, and that was it. You can't have that. You needed another person.
I'm with you.
Like when we had Sanders,
right?
When we had Sanders, Gabe was fantastic because we also had Sanders.
You're right. But look what the Bengals do. They got Chase, they got Higgins, and they had what's his name for a while over there? Boyd for a little bit.
And then they have Ivy Zolas or whatever his name is. Such that I like that kid. That kid's so good in the slot.
The Rams have a decent receiver, the 3rd one. Forget his name. God, what is his name? Yes, Robinson. Yeah. It's not bad at all. So you got Cooper Kupp, Puka, and Robinson.
And Robinson's actually a former Chiefs receiver.
Good 3, man.
Yep. I mean, you can say the same thing about the Lions, with J-Mo and
yes. And J-Mo was they took him in the draft as he was injury. Yeah, but they knew he was actually supposed to go way higher in the draft because of the injury. They kind of got him on a cheap deal, right?
I'll give you that, T-Dobbs. Mac's hands are better than Gabe's. He drops balls far less than Gabe did. I'll give you that.
But he also doesn't get as many targets as Gabe did, so I wouldn't know. But you're right. I mean, from what I saw, Mac Hollins seemed pretty reliable
with his hands.
But Gabe also got a lot more balls thrown his way. Just saying. And a lot of them were deep, like a lot. Like he was our deep guy. Like,
I missed most of the game with a 4-year-old with a stomach bug. Oh, then all you missed, honestly, was heartbreak, brother.
yeah.
That's what you missed was heartbreak.
You missed a very sad post-game show from me and Mikey. So, yeah,
it hasn't been any better. I went on your thing and I put it in the chat. I'm like,
oh man, I'm sorry, I missed it.
Like I'm so disappointed in it.
I know.
This shit sucks, is what I wrote.
I guess that's a great word. I'm disappointed. Like I'm not hurt or anything because, like I said, I've come used to this.
I hate that we were there. I never,
we smelt it. We're like
right there again.
It's so rough, guys. And then you guys got to remember, me and Mikey, this is what we do. Right? We come on here twice a week. I do videos. I come on here multiple times. Like this is what we love the Buffalo Bills. We talk about the Buffalo Bills. Like it's even tougher for us because we have to. Like we don't have to, but like we're coming on here talking. So it's just brutal. We can't just like right and just go away and you don't hear from us. Like this is what we do.
Kato, I would love for us to stop thinking that our players are good because they beat our defense because our defense hasn't been good.
No.
Like you hear about it all the time in the chat, when in preseason and
sorted out Bundy.
Yeah, I know that's great.
That was a phenomenal. That's why Gabe got paid, by the way, though, or that's why Gabe took that number 2, not paid, but that's why.
And then he had a couple 200 in the next year. He had a couple 200-yard games.
He did. That Pittsburgh game was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He made. Remember that catch he made?
The flashes of what Gabe could be. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the interception.
Out of Minka's hands.
Yes, a really solid I mean, dude,
one of the elite safeties.
Yes, and Gabe had those moments.
No,
and then he went silent. It was weird. He was just that kind of player. And he also had some injuries that he couldn't kind of get over. Remember the ankle? Like those started piling up on him. And then look, he got hurt this year. Couldn't even make it with the Jags.
Every year. Let's go back to that one about Babbage.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we get rid of Babbage. I also wouldn't want to get rid of Babbage. Babbage is a young play caller who didn't have the horses this year. And I want to see what we do about putting some talent for Babbage and see what he can do before we get rid of him. I don't want to fire him after 1 year. I think that's a mistake.
I think I'm with you, Mikey. I think he deserves another chance at that. I think you need to fire Smiley.
Yes.
Right. Right. Like,
please.
If we're gonna fire anybody, there's one. Okay. Honestly, I don't know who our defensive line coach is, but I would probably fire him too. No, I don't know. Like, I should probably know this. I don't. But our defensive line is not good. Like we're just. I don't know what it is, but I would probably let him go too and bring in somebody else. Because remember, we had an offensive line coach that was Bob O.G. Johnson. Like he sucked,
and then we went out and brought in,
right.
Cromer,
and wow, what do you know? Our offensive line's better. Woo! Can't believe it. So guys, dude, that's what I would do. I'd figure some stuff out.
Line too.
Oh, absolutely, he did, and he worked with players like Spencer Brown, who everybody was like, "Oh, Spencer Brown sucks, terrible." Yep, Cybo.
Look what he did with McGovern this year, going from guard to center again.
Exactly, with bro. Like nothing. He worked that he worked at center perfect, man.
Yeah, he was great. I think he was better than what we had before. Honestly, like I loved him, but I thought there was I felt like Josh had more time this year in the pocket because of how good our offensive line played.
Yeah, well, that's sad. I hope Dora can figure out that whatever's going on there. She get back here. Oh, Dora got, I guess, deported or whatever, but she'll figure it out. The Explorer, Dora the Explorer, she'll be all right.
she spends most of her time out in the jungle anyway.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, she's always out there. Right, exactly. She's not
talking to a monkey.
Right. She'll be all right. Oh man, let's see here. Get out of here in a minute. Yeah. All right, guys. Man, this is so before we go, this is our last Monday.
Before you do that, let's go back to the Chiefs Spags.
Chief
Can Spags please get a freaking job offer, be a head coach?
Get the hell out of
Get the hell out of there so we have a chance. Can we please break up that freaking duo?
Dude, for
Holy
real.
crap.
For real.
Spags is one of their unsung heroes that doesn't get a lot of light shined on him, but that dude is elite level defensive coordinator.
Absolutely. And he has ice in his veins, boy. Just like their head coach.
Backpack.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, look, this is our last Monday show for a little bit. We always take Mondays off for a while. We usually return Monday nights around training camp time, I want to say, around that time. So we will be back around that time. So we'll let you know. I'll post it on X or, I'll let you know on YouTube. But Friday Night Lights will still be here, but we'll probably we'll be here this Friday because we're going to do like a recap. We're going to do like awards, like what player, you know what I mean? We're going to have a little fun. And because we already did the negative stuff, right? That was me earlier today. That was the post game. That was tonight, right? That is over with. I think we're done with that. Exactly. Like that's it, right? So
let's go back and enjoy
Friday will be
the ride this year, right?
Exactly. So we're gonna Friday's gonna be more of a the good stuff, right? The fun stuff. We'll give the grades out, and then we're gonna probably take a couple weeks off of Friday Night Lights just to kind of like just get a break. And I might be doing some live shows though, so still look for me. I'm definitely going to live do a watch party for the Super Bowl. So if you want to join me, come join me. Mikey may hop on with me, may not. I don't know.
We'll see if I'm over this loss yet by then.
Yeah. But it's a fun. Listen, it's all fun. But either way, that's what we're going to do. That's our plans. Wednesday, Mafia Talk comes on at 8 p.m. You're going to hear their thoughts about this. So go ahead. The best thing to do is like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. All right. Well, Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. We're out of here. Peace.